Let's go.
Hey everyone, welcome to our last Wednesday night OWCP chats for 2023, and we'll resume January 10th. And we're going to get some new content, see what else you guys want us to train you about. I'm going to leave a post. You guys drop in the comments, what you guys want us to train for 2024. What would you like to see us help you with more? And don't forget, as you're preparing, all the union presidents, as you guys are preparing for 2024, add us to your calendar for OWCP training. It's free
And it's fun and
and
exciting.
it's fun and exciting. But
Nobody can take a boring topic and make it fun like I can.
no. But tonight we have a special guest, one of our really good friends. She is running for president again at her local in Jacksonville.
For
And
APW.
APW, and she's awesome. I mean, we see her all over the place when she's doing these conventions. She's great. So, Jacksonville local, you guys have a great person for a president.
So let's bring her on, Angela Johnson. Hang on just a second, folks.
Yes, everybody clap.
Angela, what's up?
Oh, you have to unmute her.
Why are you muted?
I don't know why. There we go.
We can hear you. We can hear you.
Hi,
What's up, Angela? How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Super excited to have you here. Okay, so Angela has invited us out to do some trainings in Florida for APW, and that's how we met. And I mean, consequently, we're friends with her husband too, and he's awesome. That's where we got these shirts. Everybody should have this shirt, be wearing it around. It says, "Vote Angela A.J. Johnson."
APW president.
And she's here tonight because this is what we do. We believe in her. We think she's freaking awesome. And just want to give her a chance to get known for anybody that doesn't know who she is, but's in her area.
Yes.
And give her a second to talk about what's going on with her. So, Angela, thank you for being here.
Thank you for inviting me. You guys are wonderful. I am Angela Johnson. I am currently the president of the Northeast Florida area local in Jacksonville. I've been president since the end of 2019 and then voted as president in 2020. I'm running for my second term. I've been a union official for 27 years. I started as a union official the same year I started as a postal employee. I was reeled in because I guess I was just inquisitive.
Right.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, I've been representing employees in the clerk craft, that's clerks, drivers, and maintenance personnel for 27 years. So I've been educational director on the state level for the whole state of Florida, where I met you guys from.
Right.
Yep.
I've been doing that since, I believe, 2017, 2018. I don't know. It all runs together. I don't really keep up with the years until it's election time, and then I have to write down, well, what did I do this year?
Right.
I just do my job. So the years kind of come and go really quickly. But yeah, I'm running for president. The actual vote is Friday, and I've been doing this for a month now. I've been campaigning for a month, so I have a bunch of shirts out there. I've been making posts. You guys have some wonderful shirts on today.
Yes, we do.
Thank you for the support, and thank you for
Of course, yes.
So, every time I see you, in person, I observe you, and people are just magnetically attracted to you. They just come up to you.
Yes.
If you could, or if they could, they'd spend all day just talking to you.
Yeah.
It happens. And you see it. It happens every seminar. Somebody does talk to me all day.
I think that's a clue. I mean, you seem very loved.
Yeah, I am. I mean, I'm not floating my boat or anything, but I am. I mean, I genuinely love people and love informing them and educating them and just talking to them and see what's going on and how I can help. So I guess that really plays a role in, how I've become a magnet for people. But I mean, I just love what I do. So
speaking of love, loving what you do, this is the question that, burns in me. I mean, 27 years. I've seen you in action as education director. And I know that those seminars and conventions are just like a small fraction of what you have to do as president.
Right.
And I know that's not your capacity as president, that's education director, but still you have so many other things you have to do on top of that. And I
Mhm.
know those events consume you. Like you spend an entire week at these places
Oh yeah, she does.
organizing them, right? Before anybody
Yeah.
even gets there, right?
Right. Yep. And while they're sleeping.
And while they're
Right.
sleeping. But
Yeah.
you have so many other things to do. So the question is, why do you love doing this? Because you're signing up to do such a hard job.
Yeah.
Why? Why do you want to do this?
I enjoy helping people. Basically, I mean, in my capacity with the conventions and everything, is more of a educational adventure because they're learning more than just in those classes. They learn the whole time they're there because a lot of them are new stewards or stewards that just haven't really had a chance to get their feet wet in different things. So the more you learn, the more you'll be prepared when you need to know it. But sometimes you don't absorb it until you need to know it. So it's important that they network and talk to people who's been doing it for a while, and then they'll understand it. Because I didn't get it on my first year, or maybe my second year. I didn't get it. I didn't understand all that's wrapped up in being a union official. But 27 years later, I feel like I could help somebody else learn in a different way. So I just really do enjoy informing people. I like to let them know that I was once there. You could get to where I am, because you never know how people view you. You just don't know. You don't ever ask that. So
Right.
Yeah.
I just feel like I could be some kind of stepping stone for somebody to understand better what their job is going to be. Because one day somebody's going to be in my shoes. So
Not this day though.
no, not today.
Not this day. And
Well, you've invited us to come train
Mhm.
at your state convention, and all the other local presidents and state presidents out there. What do you have to tell them about the training that we provide?
Oh, it's absolutely wonderful. It's OWCP is just it's an animal that a lot of people are afraid to really attack. And it's not as hard as you think it is, but it is complex. So you do,
Yeah.
and every case is different. So you can't just say, okay, I did that before, and then the next time you have to do a case, you don't know what it is because it's not what you dealt with before. So I mean, it's the education that you give is top notch. I mean, I couldn't recommend a better couple to
Aw.
explain that whole process. I mean, yeah.
well, we'll keep doing it. Let me ask you something. Point blank. Why are people voting for you?
Yes.
Because I care. I genuinely care about their situations and want them to excel. I want them to excel at what they don't know. I want them to get out of the situations that they're in and know next time what to do different. So I genuinely care about people. I don't care so much for what the job pays or what perks that may come with it, because I work all the time. There is no off days. There is no 9 to 5. Okay, I'm off. I'm working all the time. I represent employees who are on the clock 24 hours a day. So that, I don't know the misconception out there, but there is no off time. And even on
No.
vacation, I'm answering emails. I'm answering texts. I'm calling if I need to. It's just like I'm always available. So
Right.
I think people genuinely see that. And I've been the same since I started. It's not on and off. Half the people I don't even know. I know their names. I know I help them, but it's not about what some may see as just a title grabber. I'm more than that. So I just genuinely love to help people, and they see it.
Well, I say this every week or anytime it comes up. APW should be commended for the way you help your members. We have the opportunity to be involved with all the unions, even outside of the Postal Service. We get to be involved with everybody. And don't get me wrong, everyone else that's not APW, I love you too. That's not my point. But there's just something different about APW.
Yeah.
You guys
Mhm.
just have a different way of supporting your members,
Mhm.
as indicated by having me every place.
Yeah.
And like your work comp guy, national, doesn't
Mhm.
have a problem with me being anywhere. He's not worried about me. Whereas
Mhm.
some of the guys are like, I don't want to have Chris in the room. It's a little intimidating. But he even sat through my class. I just think that your APW group is awesome.
Yeah.
And you're right up there at the top. I mean, we freaking love you.
Thank you. Thank
And
you.
I think just through looking at everyone else's interaction with you, I think that that's a common sentiment that people do. And I think that's why people are going to vote for you
Thank you. I appreciate that.
for sure.
What do you have to say to all, like, Something, I mean, you said you've been with the post office for 27 years. What's some piece of advice that you would give APW members across the nation?
Um, I think the number one thing is to take your feelings out of it, because they have an assumption, or maybe they've judged you by how they see you talking with management and they think you're on management side. I guess the number one piece of advice is to give your union reps a chance. Don't have the assumption that they don't know what they're doing, or they're in bed with management and they're not going to work for you. Give them a chance, because you don't know what all of that does for you. Me knowing management, I've been in it 27 years, so some of the managers I started with, so I have a rapport with them. That helps you in the long run if I need to go to them to help you out of a situation, or to inform you of something that you're doing wrong and how to better yourself. So don't just assume that what you're thinking is facts, and just give your union reps a chance.
Well, sometimes you do collect more bees with honey than vinegar, right?
Yes.
That doesn't mean you don't drop a bomb on them sometimes, though.
Right.
So, all right. So let me end with this. You were telling me that you guys mail ballots out to people's homes.
Yes.
So I want to this is my public service announcement
Mhm.
to all postal employees with APW
In Jacksonville.
who handle mail for a living. When you receive your mail at home, don't just throw it away. Go ahead and look at it. Because if you throw the ballot away, how are you going to vote without a ballot?
Right. At least look at who it is coming from.
That's right. So
at least look at the return address.
Look at your mail, get your ballot, fill it out, elect Angela Johnson president, and then stick it back in the self-addressed stamped envelope.
Yes.
And mail it in.
Mail it in. It's free.
It's free.
It's free, folks. It's free.
free.
I was saying this before we came on. Everybody here should have no problem with this process.
At all.
Especially
USPS.
employees. You ought to be able to handle this like
yes. Yes. Yep.
Well, Angela, I really appreciate you coming on, and we're pulling for you. I don't think you need, I wouldn't wish you luck because I don't believe in it, but you don't need it. You definitely don't need it. But I don't want that to make anybody think, well, all right, I don't have to vote. No. You have to vote. Everyone needs to vote. And anyways, that's kind of the thing with unions. You guys, everybody's voice gets heard.
Yeah. Everybody's voice get heard. Yeah.
All you got to do is speak up. And in this case, you speak up by dropping a ballot in the mail.
Yep. It's just that simple. Vote for AJ.
Vote for AJ. Yes. When is the election?
We'll know the results Friday. So I'll give you guys a call Friday around 5-ish.
Okay. That's what I'm talking about. I want to be the second call. You can call Brian first.
Okay. He's gonna be there. So you might be the first.
Well, then now I want to be the first call.
Yeah, we'll FaceTime you.
Okay, yes. Good. All right. Well, Angela, thank you. And I'm not wishing you luck. I'm just wishing you success.
I appreciate the support. Love you guys.
Love you too. God bless you.
Right. Take a picture of your shirts now.
We will.
See you, AJ. Bye.
All righty, guys.
Well, that was fun. So that wasn't fake. Look, we're actually super. We love her. We really do. Yeah, it's hot in these headphones, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, that raises my body temperature. These headphones are hot. Either that or it's just me.
So if you guys see our shirts, these were made by her husband, who they do have a t-shirt shop, and they can do anything, brochure.
Not just t-shirts, they print
everything. Oh, but
wait. Oh, Jesus.
All righty here, folks. Let me just show you my little song.
Anybody that thought they were going to get out of this hour without Genie the Clown coming on with Christmas time.
Okay.
Fun.
So let's start. Welcome to Wednesday night OWCP chats with Mrs. Claus and Mr. Claus.
I'm going to let this happen because it's Christmas time.
Right. So, I know some of you are sad and messaging me. Oh, are you guys not doing chats anymore? Every year we get this. We are still doing chats, but due to the holidays, we know all of the federal employees, and it doesn't matter in what what you're a federal employee at, between AFGE and USPS. But a lot of you saw the post that I posted, and it had a little over 300 shares with the crazy mail facility. And those of you that are not federal employees that are watching from Chris and I's personal page, that is what the post office looks like as of this week.
We had like 35,000 people look at that. That's an insane thing.
Yeah. And
I think most people don't realize, like, the average person who can't conceptualize what a postal employee does at work they can't see in their head a mailroom floor full of packages. They think of something that's super organized looking. Not that it's not. You guys have a system, I understand, but that looked like chaos to me, and it made me think. I just don't know how I could do the job that you guys do. It's so hard. And I'm not pandering to you. That's hard, right? I mean, like this NFL guy that we know, he said that he would never do your job. It's too
Yeah.
hard, and he's a world-class athlete.
Exactly.
So, anyways,
But yeah, for everybody in USPS, I'm serious. The things that we see and hear, we are so grateful as just customers to you guys. We know it started since end of September, October, and you guys are going to be even going until February, because those of you that don't know, when you don't want your Christmas package, it goes back to Amazon or has to go back to wherever. So for all the regular human beings outside of being a federal employee, be nice to your USPS folks.
no doubt.
Leave them some snacks and some water by the door. We normally do that every year, but our mailbox, we have one of those post boxes. And so we don't get to see our mailman, but we normally leave like sodas and juices and drinks and snacks, because we know this time of the year is very difficult.
And put your dogs away.
And we know
Put your dogs away, people.
That a lot of you are working from 10 hours to 18 hours a day, going home to sleep for a couple hours and then getting back up. And
Yep.
this, a special shout out to APW, NALC, mail handlers, roll carriers, all of you guys have done a great job, and we support you guys with everything that you guys do. And we are so thankful after seeing that picture. And every year I find another picture because somebody posts it. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So we are very thankful, and we just want to give everybody their time to do their job, to go shopping. So we won't be harassing anybody on chats until January 10th, because the first week is New Year's. So we know that's going to be crazy. So we'll be back on January 10th, 2024. And then by then, we're hoping all the presidents that want us to come out for APW. We went to an APW president's convention, and there was about 100 of you, and half of you said you want us to train this year. Get us on your schedule. And those of you that are a part of being a union official, tell your presidents, tell your union officials, whether it's vice president, secretary, treasurer, to get us on the calendar, because what's going to happen is, because there's so many, it's going to become first come, first serve, or else we're flying in a zigzag.
And we will be living in our calendar this year. So whatever's in there is locked in. And even if it's not a union meeting, it's just when we have something scheduled, we lock it in, because we have to be true to our word. If we say we're going to do something, we do it. So if you want to get on our calendar, please let Gini know as soon as humanly possible. We'd love to do it. But once something on our calendar gets locked down, it's locked down.
Yeah, because what happens is then I book tickets, and then last minute somebody says, hey, can you come here? Which is super close for us. We could have done it, but because we've already booked our tickets. So I'm going to be very patient, and hopefully by March, my calendar is full for the first part of the year.
Yeah.
And then I know you guys take a break in like June, July, August, and then we'll come back for the ending of the year again. So,
but let's talk about that for a minute, because some of you are thinking, because maybe you don't know that that's something we do. We don't just train OWCP and do this clown stuff on Facebook. She's not really a clown. She's like super beautiful. She just loves to have fun in a way that I don't.
Let me show you guys this. Let me put the mic up here, and then you could see.
What are you doing? Okay.
It stops on its own.
I wish it would stop.
Hold on. 2 seconds.
It doesn't end.
It does. Emmy's dying. It's almost done.
It should have been done like 30 seconds ago. Thank God it didn't sing the whole song. Anyways, as I was saying, that we don't just do this here on social media, but we do this live and in person. And we love doing it. And
Yes.
you just heard what Angela said. I mean, it's a great training, but if you've seen some of the stuff I post online, I mean, others say it too. Look, I am patting myself on the back. It's my shoulder doesn't really do that anymore, but imagine it does. I'd be patting it on the back because I think my training is different than everybody else's. It's clearly different. I mean, even if Tom was training, it'd be different from Tom, and he and
Right.
I know the same stuff. But just the way I discuss things and can give real life situations because I'm around thousands of you every year. It's I really give some reality to some of the hard stuff that you guys are dealing with. And it's a 3-hour class, and some people are thinking, "Oh gosh, 3 hours, I'm going to fall asleep." Not yet.
It goes by that quick.
Nobody
I'm
falls
telling you.
asleep because it is entertaining. I mean, I've got really cool stories that are real, that back up some of the laws that I train about and some of the regulations. And it's super interesting to me. It doesn't matter how many times I talk about it. I'm always interested in saying it the next time, and everyone loves it. There's always a lot of interaction. So, and when I leave there, you will be trained on OWCP. There's no question about it. And we always bring a gift. We have a volume 4 of Breaking OWCP, 25 things you can do to win an OWCP. We bring with us.
We bring the book.
The only hard copy of the book that I have is to give out for free at union trainings.
Yeah.
People ask me all the time, are you going to sell those books? That's not my intent. I don't want to sell the book. I want to give the book away for free as sort of a parting gift. But the other thing is, when I'm finished and I've done all the training, you don't have to worry about remembering everything I said because it's in the book. So anyways, if you want to have us out, we need to be invited by somebody who's official, who has the authority to invite us. And if we are free at the time that you guys are having your meeting, we'll do everything we can to get there.
Yeah. All right. So as it is our last night for chats, we're just going to do Q&A and kind of like run through quickly on what a CA10 is, just so those of you that are new, unfortunately, because of the holidays and because USPS,
they're about to go in massive overtime mode.
The cold, no heat, the ice, the snow.
Yeah.
It's going to be dangerous and you may get injured.
We hope you don't.
We hope you don't. But if you do, remember, you have 3 years to file your injury, but also remember, file it now. Just do it and get it out of the way. We know you still want to work your hours. Just do it and get it out of the way.
If you don't report your injury right away, see, a lot of people, especially during the holidays, especially during Christmas time, they say, well, gosh, I'm getting so much overtime. I don't want to be hurt. Well, you are hurt. It's too late. Well, I don't want to be off of work. Okay, great. I don't want you to be off of work either. So we agree on that. But if you wait to report your injury till after the Christmas season, then you're going to lose access to a Form CA-16, which pays your medical bills. And you're potentially going to lose access to continuation of pay, which pays your time off. Those are two critical things. On the last episode of the podcast, the Breaking OWCP podcast that you can find on Spotify, Apple, and everywhere else that you listen to podcasts, I talked about the dangers of waiting to report, because not getting a CA-16 and not getting COP is one of the top reasons that people's lives spiral out of control financially after a work injury.
Correct.
So that's avoidable. Just report your injury immediately, today, now. Before we get into question and answer and CA10, can you just roll through?
Yeah, I'm going to read some.
Tell everyone who's here.
All right, so let me see how far back I can go.
A lot of our offices are here because they're learning from me as well. You know, we're always learning. We're constantly learning. We do training all the time. Like every week, we're always training. And so they come for that, but they also come to let you know they're here and they're interested in helping you. So if you see somebody and they're promoting their office, they're saying, you know, here we are from South Carolina, or here we are from Columbus or from Cleveland, they're going to let you know who they are and where they're located.
Yeah.
And you can also go to federalinjurycenters.com, click the locations tab, and find a location that is closest to you. Sadly, we don't have locations in all 50 states.
We're working on it.
We're in half the states, but we're working on it. And we're about to make a strong push to grow this business, so we can help more of you.
So again, I'm going to just see who's on here. And don't forget, it is our last Wednesday night chats until January 10th. We are not going to not come back on.
We'll be back. We've been here since 2016. We're not going anywhere.
You know, we need a break. You guys need to do your stuff and need a break. So we will be coming to you again January 10th, same time, same place.
Same bat time, same bat channel. You remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
Batman.
Federal Injury Centers of Columbus, Ohio.
What's up?
Federal Injury Centers of Melbourne and Titusville.
What do you say, Dave?
Federal Injury Centers of Cleveland.
Dr. O'Reilly, Kevin, hello.
Federal Injury Centers of Virginia Beach.
Yes, Dr. Clark.
Federal Injury Centers from Thousand Oaks.
Thousand Oaks, California. What's up? That's such a beautiful place. Everyone check out Thousand Oaks, California. That office is top notch. You got to get out there. And if you're at TSA, you're not far from there.
Donna McNabb, hey, from Chattanooga, Tennessee.
What's up, Chattanooga?
Federal Injury Center of Greenville, South Carolina.
Hello, Beth, Wendy, and the whole team.
Gail, hello from Tullahoma, Tennessee.
Wow, we got Tennessee tonight. I like it.
Federal Injury Centers of Oklahoma City is on.
What's happening? OKC. If you are injured in Oklahoma, there is no other place to go.
Federal Injury Centers of Kansas City, Missouri.
Also, Dr. Pearson there happens to be the only doctor in the state of Missouri that wants to help you.
This is you go right here, federalinjurycenters.com, click that red button way above there. It has the locations, and all the locations with their address, phone number, some of them have emails, is on there. If you choose to go to any of our office, just give them a call. If you have questions and you're in one of the states that we have an office, give them a call. The case manager will be able to help you. Dr. Dorfman said, "Where's my boy Victor?" You know what? That's funny. I don't see him on here.
Haven't seen Victor tonight
because
AJ was here.
AJ.
Victor.
Federal Injury Centers of Woodbridge, Virginia, with Dr. Mack saying hello.
So, Dr. Mack, look, Virginia's another place. We have so many
like
offices around Virginia, Maryland, DC. We've got so many locations. Thanks to Dr. Mack, Dr. Clark, Tim. We've got such good coverage in that area.
Emma said, "This is the hardest time for the Postal Service. Bless all of our carriers out there. I was there, retired now." Yes.
Yeah, God bless you all, and just be safe.
Yes, please. Maria says, "Hello from Connecticut. I love customers that leave snacks." Aw.
During the COVID lockdown, she left stuff at the front door for every delivery person that came.
Maria said, "Oh my God, love the hat. LOL. My coworker just got out of work at 8 p.m.
Yeah, that's what's up. For those of you that aren't postal employees, the reality of this is it's tough. It is really hard.
Alyssa Ward, hello. If I've ever received a schedule award and I've been to another surgery, will I receive another award?
You can always adjust the award in your favor. Like if you get worse for some reason, you can do an updated impairment rating. In other words, you can get more money.
Michelle said, "Explain a referee exam."
Wow, I was just reading about that today. Our good friend Eric Blauer sent me some stuff to read. And the referee exam is there when there's a second opinion visit, which you're required to go to. And then the claims examiner reviews a second opinion doctor's report, compares it to your doctor's report, and the claim examiner can't determine which report carries more weight, so they send it to a referee doctor, and that doctor has final say. And typically the referee doctor's reviewing reports. I don't think you really go to that visit often, but sometimes.
Yeah. Jose said, "I'm getting help to reopen my case in Bremerton, Washington with Dr. Audra's office." Yes, we do have a location in Bremerton.
That's right. And they do a
Jose,
great job.
You're in good hands.
Yeah. And that's also the only office in the state of Washington, sadly.
Maria, you said Florida ? Yes, we have a ton of locations in Florida. A ton. Go to federalinjurycenters.com and click locations.
Yeah, Dr. K and Dr. Lee have 4 locations in the Tampa Bay area. We are in Dr. Heiler's in Naples. We've got Dr. Giuliani in Miami. We've got Dr. Dorfman in Melbourne.
We have
Titusville. Homestead. Homestead. I forgot.
Jacksonville has 3 locations.
Jacksonville's got 3 locations.
Yeah.
And Dr. Dorfman, Dr. K, and Dr. Lee are about to. They're like
so close,
right around the corner from having Orlando opened up. So yeah, we've got pretty decent coverage in Florida and working on more. We're talking to somebody in Tallahassee and in someplace else in the Panhandle.
Yes. Okay, our Tampa location, it's not in Tampa, but it's in Lando Lakes.
Lando Lakes, Pinellas Park, and Palm Harbor, to be exact.
So if you're in the Tampa area, The closest office, depending on where you live, if you live over the bridge, go to Pinellas Park. If you live on this side of the bridge, you can go to the Land O'Lakes office. It's like if you're in the airport area downtown, it takes like 35 minutes. And it's
Right.
worth the 35-minute
No
drive.
doubt, because all they do is just crush it.
We don't have any in Zephyr Hills. So the ones that we
Land
have
O'Lakes
in
is the
this-
closest thing to
Land
Zephyr-
O'Lakes. So
Zephyr
if you're in
Hills.
Zephyr Hills, Land O'Lakes is going to be the perfect one for you. All right, let's see. So Maria, I hope that helps. Just give them a call and they'll be able to answer your questions and get you in right away. We definitely need Tallahassee, said Greenville. Yes, we
Working
do.
on it.
We're working on that. Kathy said, finally got my CE to submit my agent a letter for a light duty. Remember,
Excellent.
last week we were talking about this.
Fan-freaking-tastic.
I'm in Sarasota next week.
Kevin, Sarasota, that's a beautiful place. I took all my boys there and we spent a weekend there at a resort. You're going to like Sarasota.
Hey, let us know when. Message me and maybe we'll come have lunch with you. It's
next-
not very far for us at all.
It's next week.
Yeah, next week.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
We don't know what day next
Kevin,
week.
come on down.
Come on down.
Okay, so let's just go over, in case you're new or just a refresher, because of the holiday season, the 5 things at the CA10 that you should have a CA10 posted everywhere in your post office, especially the break room. And like Jerry Gatewood always would say, slap them up in the bathroom stalls.
Yeah. Well, so the reason why is before October of 2021, the CA10, it's called What a Federal Employee Should Do When Injured at Work. You can find this form at federalinjurycenters.com on the forms tab, and you can download it. I put it there because sometimes on OWCP's website, the forms won't open, which is super frustrating. And if I can't open it, that means some of you can't either. So we put it on our website and don't have that problem.
Hold on real quick.
Yeah.
Sabrina, you just said anything near Kansas City yet? Yes.
Dr. Pearson is in Kansas City. Is that close enough?
Yeah. So just go on the locations on the federalinjurycenters.com and it's on there.
It's on the Missouri side, but it's Kansas City.
Yeah.
That's as close as we can get. The closest I can get to Kansas City is Kansas City.
Yeah.
All right. So the CA10 is called What a Federal Employee Should Do When Injured at Work. And prior to 2021, it was last revised in 1987. And for all of that time until 21, the bottom of the page, it said Post and Employees Bulletin Board, and nobody had ever seen it. I could be in a room with 200 people and ask who's ever heard of a CA10, and 3 people would raise their hand. So that was a clue. And that's a big reason why so few claims get accepted, because so few claims get attempted. The people just don't know what to do to file a claim. And that form is supposed to be posted, which you're about to see tells you how to file a claim. Well, they revised it, and now it says post on agency's website. So think of this. You've never heard of a CA10. Are you going to go to your agency's website to look up a form you never heard of? You're not even thinking about it. You never heard of it, so you're not looking it up.
All right.
So now the form just got really, really, really invisible. It was already hard to find because it would never be posted on bulletin boards, but now you're not going to look for it. So the first thing I want to tell you is go to my website, print out a bunch of CA10s and take them to work and post them on bulletin boards, bathroom stalls, put them on tables in the break room, whatever it takes, so people know what to do when they're hurt at work. But it's broken down into a few sections. The first section says report to supervisor. That sucks, obviously, because most people don't like working with their supervisor. But they're still commenting on that. But you have to report to your supervisor. That means you have to tell your supervisor that you got
Yes.
hurt. Supervisor, I got hurt. Okay, so you did it. And it's important that you report right away. That it says as soon as possible. What does that mean? Well, to me, it's now. As soon as possible is now. Report now. Because in the second section, it tells you to tell your supervisor to give you a form CA16. Well, if you wait more than 7 days to report your injury, you can't have a CA16. And the CA16 pays all your medical bills for 60 days. As I always say, does that sound good or good?
Good.
That someone else is paying your medical bills when you get hurt with a CA1 claim that happened in a single shift. But if you wait more than 7 days because it's the holidays and you want your overtime, or because you were in the rub some dirt on it crowd, well, then you can't have a CA16 because the time lapses and it's just impossible. It's over. You have to report within 7 days. The second section also tells you something your supervisors go against all the time, which is that you have the right to initial selection of physician, which means you can choose your own doctor. And as so many of you know, your supervisors very frequently say that you have to go wherever they send you, which is generally to some urgent care that's staffed by nurse practitioners and no medical doctor, which means no medical doctor signature, which means denied claim. you have a chance to choose any doctor you want, and they can't get in your way. The law is very clear that it's your right to choose. They have to get out of your way, and they can't make you go to a doctor that's employed by or under contract with the agency. And the biggest joke of all is that they're supposed to, by law, in the Code of Federal Regulations, it says they're supposed to inform you that you have the right to choose your own doctor, which is, if I could hear everyone, we'd all be laughing right now, because we all know they don't do that. Instead, they tell you you have to go over here, and you don't. Now, look, you still can. If it's urgent, you can go to an urgent care. If it's an emergency, you can go to an emergency room. But tomorrow, you should call one of our doctors,
Yes.
right? Or call your doctor. Call the one you trust. Call your doctor. Make your choice, even if it's a bad choice. And sadly, in so many states like Nebraska, Iowa, North Dakota, South Dakota, Montana,
The Midwest states.
the Midwest, you don't have good choices. That's why I wrote 25 things you can do to win in OWCP, because so many of you don't have Federal Injury Center's offices to go to. By the way, you can get that and download it to your phone and put your phone in your pocket, which means you'll have Breaking OWCP in your pocket by going to www.breakingowcp.com. I strongly recommend getting the 25 things you can do to win in OWCP. So it says report as soon as possible. That means now. It says get a CA-16. That means you have to report now. It says choose your own doctor. That means your supervisor has to get the hell out of the way. The third section says to fill out a CA1 or 2 on eComp. That's ecomp.dol.gov. In the olden days, you had to go with paper. You had to sit at your supervisor's desk. You had to fill it out. The supervisor had to fill it out. They would say they don't have to. It would get lost in a trash can. All kinds of bad things happen. But now you just go to eComp and you fill out the form. And that dog is
Do you
snoring
guys
again.
hear that?
So his little Shih Tzu snores. Can you just like nudge him? Anyways, we got to wake him up. So stop. He woke me up this morning. His snoring woke me up. Anyway, so you go to ecomp.dol.gov and you fill out your CA1 or 2 there. As long as you have your supervisor's correct email, then the supervisor receives an email saying, okay, it's your turn. And they have 10 days to turn that into Department of Labor. That way your claim gets actually filed. So that's super important. It's also telling you to elect COP or sick and annual leave, but the senior claims examiner that I spoke with, who's a union president for AFGE, said that everybody should just elect COP, which is continuation of pay, which is 45 days of time off.
Yes.
Up to 45 calendar days of time off. And as long as you report your injury within 30 days, because you reported it today, now, right away, then you also are eligible for 45 days of time off. And he said, don't elect sick and annual, because worst case scenario, if your claim is denied, they're going to ask you to pay back your COP. Well, that sounds awful. And it is. It would be. In hypothetically, that would be awful.
Yeah.
But what they do is they just take your sick and annual leave from you. So don't just give them your sick and annual leave. Instead, elect COP, fight like hell to get your claim accepted, and then you won't lose your sick and annual leave. But if your claim is ultimately denied, which I'll discuss in a minute what that means, then they're just going to take your sick and annual leave anyway. So elect COP. 100% of you with CA1 claims should elect COP. Now, why do I say hypothetically they will take your sick and annual leave? Because at Federal Injury Centers, no patient has ever paid back COP. What does that mean? What does that mean?
Nobody's ever paid it back.
It means we get all the claims approved.
Yes.
And the thing is, like, they're going to send you a demand letter once you get a denial. Well, ignore it. Well, don't ignore it, but you respond by showing that you appealed and it's still in process. There's no final adjudication because you didn't give up. If you never give up, you don't have to pay back COP. And Maria, what about CA2 claims? The CA2 claims aren't eligible for COP. That's why I'm just talking about CA1s. CA2s, you just have 3 years from the date you realize it was work related, and you can still file your claim, but you don't get a CA16 or COP, but you can still get help. So you report to your supervisor immediately. You get a CA16, you choose your own doctor, you go to eComp and you fill out your CA1 or CA2. You elect continuation of pay in box 15, letter A of the CA1 form. And then from there, you just follow your doctor's orders. Go to the doctor, follow doctor's orders. But like I said, so many of you are not in range of a Federal Injury Center's office, unfortunately, because 25 states so far don't have a Federal Injury Centers yet. So for all of you that are not in range of Federal Injury Centers, I wrote Breaking OWCP Volume 4, 25 things you can do to win in OWCP. Because let me tell you what, I could easily say, well, sorry for you. I don't have an office there. I wish I could help. I could say that, but that's not my style. Instead, I said, I don't have an office there. Let me show you how I can help. And that book is how. Okay. Wednesday night OWCP chats is how. Inviting us to your union conventions. Where were we in California? What was that little town north of Northern
Reading.
Redding, California. Shout out to APW in Redding, California, because although I don't have a doctor except for hours away from them, I went out and trained them anyways because it's not an excuse not to have accepted claims. And so those are ways that we help. We train you live. It doesn't matter where you're at. I don't have to have an office in your area for me to come train you. And I wrote books for you. There are 4 of them right now that you can download to your phone and never get screwed in OWCP again. That's up to you. All you've got to do is download the books. I wrote them for that very purpose. Or you can just go to a federal injury centers and things will be nice and easy.
You know, there's 2 people on here that said that there is no federal work comp doctors in your state. And it's funny because we actually have doctors in the state. So Alabama has
Holy cow,
4
Alabama.
or almost 5 locations.
And we've
So,
gotten almost 700 claims approved in Alabama.
yeah, Dr. Harper, we have Dr. Cooper in Phoenix City. We have Huntsville, Birmingham, and Montgomery.
And Mobile coming.
Mobile is
soon.
coming.
So he already signed the lease to the property.
Yeah, so we do have locations. If you guys are not checking out our locations, here they all are. And I know you can't see each individual state, but go there, click the locations tab, and this is going to pop up. And all the states, everything is alphabetized by state.
Yeah.
And then somebody said there's no locations in Massachusetts. There's Norwood and Quincy. So we do have locations all in 24 states.
25
states. So you got to either Google or just tell your friends to go to federalinjurycenters.com and click the locations. And you got to keep checking back and up because, you know, there's new offices. Like the person asked for Kansas City and we just shouted out Kansas City. So we have Federal Injury Centers of Roscoe, Illinois on.
Hey, what's up, Roscoe? Right at the northern tip of the state.
We have Federal Injury Centers of South Bend, Indiana.
Go Irish, Dr. Karch.
Rhonda says, haha, love Gini. Gini, Chris needs one too. Oh, yeah.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, he does.
No, he does
John Reverend, what up?
What's up, John?
Those of you that are in TSA, if you have any questions, reach out to John, you know, by Facebook or whatever. He'll tell you about the training that we did for St. Louis TSA.
You know, I give supervisors
300 plus TSA people.
I give supervisors a hard time. It's almost just kind of like part of my job description, but not John.
No,
not John. Never
he cares
John.
about his people.
He's the only supervisor that ever invited me out to do a training. So shout out to John Reverend.
And for TSA, those of you that are, you know, AFGE TSA agents, I know I'm keeping up officers. I'm keeping up with your stats that I just read last week. 2 million people will be traveling a day through the airports. So people, when you're going to the airport,
take it easy.
Take it easy.
Take it easy on the TSA
on these
folks.
TSA guys. And make sure you just don't walk past and think you're going to go through like that one story that we know about. Don't walk through and then the TSA officers have to body slam you to the ground. Show them your ID. Don't make it hard.
Yeah. And don't try to like run through because I've seen videos of it. They're going to get you.
Yeah. And then we have Thomas on. John Reverend said, salute.
What's up?
Thomas, did you see Doll's Kitchen tonight? Check it out. And Thomas, call John and he will tell you how good of training we could do for TSA folks. All right, let's go on over to the next
Bobby,
page.
Or Roscoe.
Oh, Bobby too. Yes. There's Bobby. We trained LAX.
Like 5 hours of training.
So let me go back. Wednesday night chats. I'm flipping through my page and everybody's page here just to get your comments, making sure I'm reading them all. Okay. We got.
So this is also going to turn into a podcast, and the uncomfortable silence makes people think that we ended.
Take it out. Yeah.
So if you hear the silence, we didn't go anywhere. But while I'm at it, we haven't mentioned that, but we have the breaking. I mean, I kind of mentioned it. We have the Breaking OWCP podcast. While we won't be live on Wednesday night chats until after January 1st, we are still recording current episodes of the Breaking OWCP podcast. So
Yes.
I can't stress enough how important it is for you to go and download, subscribe to that, because while you're out working your extreme hours, you can still educate yourself through the day because you can just listen through your earbuds.
Yes.
So go to Spotify, Apple Podcast app, wherever else you listen to podcasts. Go to YouTube and just replay. It's on YouTube. And yeah, we'd love to be able to continue helping you with, even though we're not live on chats.
Emma said, I give stewards a copy of a list of forms, what are needed when an employee gets hurt.
Fantastic.
Perfect.
That's exactly right.
Awesome. Sharon said, you have a case that has been open for 3 years on other other parts of the bodies. Can you do an add on with your wrist?
Yeah. Okay. So there's a few ways to do that. I mean, I don't know the other body parts you have injuries on, but you can do a diagnosis expansion, which would add diagnoses to an existing claim that's approved. You could do a consequential injury, which is my example is like my right knee's hurt. It's made me limp. And as a result of the limping, now my left knee hurts. So as a consequence of the right knee injury, my left is hurt. And you can add the left knee to the right knee claim.
Yeah.
Or you may just have a new claim, either a CA1 or CA2, and you can file the new claim. It's okay to have multiple claims running at the same time. There's no rule against it. You don't choose to get hurt, but they have a way for you to get help if it happens.
Kathy said, I caught my COP stupid visor say COP start date of injury. Which start date of loss of pay?
Well, it depends on where you work. Like postal employees have to wait 3 days before they begin getting COP. But if you're out of work more than 14 days, they'll go back and give you the first 3. That only applies to postal employees, though. Everyone else, your COP is the first day you're out of work.
All right. I know some of you think we have a location in your state and you're saying it's far, 2 hours away. Let me just let you know, when we first started, we had 11 people drive every 2 weeks down to Clearwater. Every 2 weeks. It was 11 hours away. So if it's 2 hours and there's nobody else but our location, and you've Googled to find somebody closer, we're not just saying this. It will be worth your 2-hour drive.
Yeah, I have a saying, and I'll give it to you in a second, but I want to tell you, you can go anywhere you want to go. You are not required to go to a federal injury centers to get here and get our training. You're not required to go to a federal injury centers if we come out and do live training.
Yes.
Nobody is required to go to federal injury centers. But let me tell you this, 14% of federal employees have accepted claims. 14%. That's bad and bad at the same time. Federal injury centers is over 93%. And the other 7 are just in process. All right. Maybe we're appealing them, but we win. Okay. So you got to ask yourself, what's more painful, a denied claim or a drive?
Yeah.
And that's a personal decision. That's not a judgment on my part. That's saying you got to make a decision. What do I want? Do I want to deal with the drive, or do I want to deal with this denied claim? Because ask around to people that have had denied claims. It sucks.
And you must go to the office. So we can't say, oh, don't worry about it. The doctor will talk to you over the phone. It doesn't work.
They have to evaluate you. I mean, we have to follow the rules, and we're big on compliance, so we can't do that.
Yeah. Natasha Singleton said, what decision code for your CA7 means it's approved?
Okay, so I read that and I'm in like, crap, we're going to stump the chump.
Stump the chump?
I don't know what the decision codes are, but I can tell you that you can look at your approval by going to your eComp account. So I'm not stumped. And when it's approved, it'll tell you what the approved conditions are, the diagnoses. But as far as you can Google OWCP decision codes, and it's like the first thing on Google for sure.
Yeah. Victor, how are you? Victor's vice president of TSA in Los Angeles.
What's up, Victor?
He said, thanks, Chris and Gini.
Yeah.
Gerald Adams. Hey, Chris. Hey, Gini. DC, Maryland, Virginia.
What's up? And Dr. Karch said, go Irish, because that makes sense.
Maria said, take the ride. Those of you that she's talking about, if the location for our office is far, she said, take the ride. It's worth it.
And let me tell you what we do in these cases. Let's say you have to drive a really long distance to get to one of our offices. Then we'll do the evaluation. We'll write the narrative report. We'll follow up on it. We'll make sure that your claim gets accepted. We'll fight like hell until it does get accepted. And if you need some treatment, what our doctors typically do is they'll write a prescription for therapy that you can take someplace closer to home. We're not going to make you drive 2 or 3 times a week, 2 or 3 hours a
Right.
day, because that's inhumane. We don't
It
work that
is.
way. But
Yeah.
we're intensely interested in getting your claim accepted. So you can come to us with no strings attached. We'll get your claim accepted, or at least we'll fight like hell to get it accepted.
Yeah.
And then you can get treatment somewhere else, unless you just want to keep coming, and we'll allow that too.
Emma said federal injury centers are great.
Thank you.
Bobby.
Bobby, my man, what's up?
Aw. Bobby said, you two are great. Appreciate your training for AFG Local 1260 and AFGE Local 1250. The training was invaluable, but even more important was that you both are very knowledgeable and personable. Victor is Local 1260 Secretary Treasurer. Haha. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Victor
Got
is
him.
giving you a promotion.
Got him. You just got promoted, but now you got demoted.
Emma said, we drive an hour and 15 minutes to the Thousand Oaks. They help. Aw.
Well, thanks for
that's
making the
good.
drive, and I'm glad it's
Yes.
helping.
And I know California traffic is not nice.
I don't envy you.
Whoa. What do we have here?
All right, so that one that you just posted is like super, super, super long.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for it to pop up so I can
And
read it here.
so you're gonna have to read it, and
Yeah.
I'll just talk amongst ourselves, because this is also turning into a podcast. Don't forget to download the podcast, Spotify, Apple, wherever else. Okay, I don't know why I only say Spotify and Apple, but do that, or just go listen to us on replay on YouTube or wherever you like to listen. But that's gonna be really important. And I'm just filling the air with words while she's reading this, and
I'm trying to find that long one because I don't see it.
hopefully summarizing. But you know what? We're probably going to read that later and get back to you. Yeah, because that's a lot. But I'll be able to summarize that in my own head and help you out.
Rhonda said, I have a coworker that got a denial for workers' comp on a reverse shoulder. I gave him Dr. Heaton's information in Tucson to get it approved.
Okay. Dr. Heaton is a great doctor. He's not part of the franchise anymore,
Right.
but he's a good doctor.
John Reverend said, I love y'all and super proud and appreciate of what you two do. Inbox me your address. Aw, of
You
course,
got it.
John. Can you read that one?
No.
It's not coming up on my phone.
I
I have
can't.
no clue where that message is.
Don't worry. I'll read it in a little while and I'll
Let's see.
respond.
Let me look under yours.
I'll respond
Do.
directly.
Nobody there. Okay, I'm just going over all of these. LinkedIn, is it on LinkedIn?
But that message ends with, can you please help me? And the answer is 100% absolutely yes. Carly, what's up? Carly's inviting somebody else. Carly's in Redding, California, and she is a sweetheart.
Yes. Herschel Howard is on LinkedIn. He said, thank you both from a rural carrier in Idaho.
Idaho.
Aw, you're so welcome.
I can't wait to have an office in Idaho.
Boise.
Yep. Or wherever. But
I applied at Boise State and my mom said no.
I was going to say, how could they reject you? Look at that face. Look at that face.
Okay, let's see. What else? What does that say?
So just a reminder for those of you that jumped on late, if you are in the Jacksonville area and you are APW, you've got an election coming up. And we had Angela Johnson on, AJ, and she was talking about, why people are voting for her, why she loves this. And I can vouch for her. I mean, people love her.
Yes, they do.
It's uncanny. Just she can't walk down an aisle without 8 people coming and trying to talk to her and shake her hand and hug her and those things. So I think that's a clue. When people avoid you or don't want to make eye contact with you, that's another kind of clue that's not good. But she's very well loved, and I'm not just saying that because we're friends. It's easy to see. So get your ballot, vote for Angela, and mail it back.
Yeah, I'm gonna have Chris just look at this real quick. This is the long one.
Okay, keep talking.
Okay, again, so tonight is our last chat for the year. So today is the 6th. So I got the 13th, the 20th, the 27th, and then the 3rd. So 4 weeks we will be off. This will give all of you guys time to do your Christmas shopping. And just like USPS, with all the mail coming in, I know it's a pain in the butt. And for TSA officers, way to go with the 2 million people that you guys are going to have to screen each day. So a shout out to USPS and a shout out to TSA and the VA, because there's a lot of sick people.
So Lisa Marie, sorry about, I hope you're still with us. Okay. But I read your message, and this is something I can help you with. I understand your doctor is booked out months in advance. And but that letter, the statement that OWCP wants you to write explaining the cause.
Okay.
That's standard, so don't feel anxious about that. Just write it, be as detailed as you can, be 100% truthful, of course. And yeah, changing case managers. She's on her 6th case manager, the nurse case manager. And so it's really tough to get
Oh.
help from a nurse case manager when it's just like a revolving door, and they're leaving faster than they get here. But what we're gonna do me a favor, Lisa, send us a Facebook message on Wednesday night chats and remind me that it's you. You know, just give me a summary of your story real quick, and I'm gonna get somebody in touch with you who can work one on one with you and help you out.
And don't forget, if we're not going to be on chats, but we're going to go to Breaking OWCP once a week and do live podcasts from there.
Probably more than once a week, truthfully.
I will be posting it on here like, hey, in the next hour, we're going to be on live. So it doesn't come on Wednesday night chats. You got to go and follow Breaking OWCP if you want to see the podcast.
It will be on the Wednesday night chats YouTube page. Right?
Yes.
Yeah. So YouTube is Wednesday night OWCP chats. Facebook will be Breaking OWCP for the podcast.
Carly, I will send you my address.
Oh my gosh.
Everybody wants our address now.
Do the hat again while Chris is distracted.
Oh, okay.
No.
Hey.
Who did that? Who's in the Columbus office?
Kevin.
No, he's in Cleveland. Who
Amy.
did that?
Martucci.
Amy. Okay.
It'll stop.
Let's push the button. All right. So Maria says, Happy holidays, Happy New Year. Thank you. You're very welcome. And Maria, thank you so much. I'm just trying to not hear that. Thank you for being here. Maria's been with us forever. And for the longest time, Maria, we called you Portal Maria. I was like, that doesn't make sense. It's got to be the other way around. And then lo and behold, it is. So we're really grateful for you, Maria. You've been here a long time.
All right. So it looks like we're at the end of chats for 2023.
It has been really fun this year.
Of a year.
And you know, it's been so great because we've grown followers like by so much. By the way, you can all hit the follow button. You're here anyways. You might as well hit the follow button. Tell your friends that we're going to be back at the beginning of January for more Wednesday night OWCP chats with Chris and Gini. And if you're here, you're getting trained and you don't have to suffer through all the pitfalls of OWCP. So let your friends know that we're doing this. Tell your friends to download, subscribe to the podcast, and let's all just get together and help other people. I'm helping you because you're here, but you can help your friends who don't know about us yet. And it's shocking how many people still don't know about us. And we've been doing this almost every week since 2016. And we've helped thousands and thousands of people get their claims approved in that period of time. So we want to help the next person get their claim approved. And you can help us do that by just telling somebody.
Yeah.
Somebody out there is struggling, and they don't have to. It's needless struggle, because I know it's hard to understand because especially right when you're in it, it's like being in the middle of the eye of a hurricane, you know. But there's no story that I haven't heard dozens of times. I usually have solved the problem before you're finished telling the story, because this is all we do. And there's no reason to struggle through this and trip over yourselves and, you know, fall on the landmines. Just get the help. So let somebody know that we're here doing this, because we genuinely love you and we want to help you.
Yes.
But I can only help who shows up. We're doing the best job we can to get out there, but the best way for us to be out there is for you to tell somebody. So please do it. Let your friends know. You can type somebody's name into the comments here and they'll get the notification. You can go to work tomorrow and say, wow, what a great happy couple these two are that do Wednesday night OWCP chats. It's Gini and this other guy, whatever his name is. And they talk about stuff that we need. So just let people know we're doing it, because next year I want to double the number of followers. I want to double the number of people we're helping, and I need your help for that. So I'd really appreciate it. And anyways, it's free training.
Yes.
And it's a little entertaining.
What is?
It's a little entertaining.
Oh, yeah. Julie Kiker said, I would like to personally thank Federal Injury Centers in Charlotte, North Carolina, for fighting for almost 2 years for me to get my claim approved. Dixie, Danielle, you guys are the best. Thank you, Chris and Gini, for training them and bringing your knowledge to us. Oh, that's so sweet.
And listen, 2 years. What does that mean? It means that we don't always win up front. It just means we never give up. And I mean that, like, as serious as that looks on my face. We never give up. If you give up, we're probably still trying to fight, and you don't even know it. We just can't tolerate losing.
Yeah.
We never give up.
All right. So to recap, we kind of went over the important things that you need to do in case you get injured this holiday season between TSA, VA, USPS, and all the other people that fall under AFGE. Take it easy. And for the everyday folks that just happen to watch us, be nice to you, these folks.
Yeah.
It's crazy during the holidays. Everybody's in a rush. Everybody wants to be with their families. People are scared to travel. So be nice.
Kathy asks, is it feasible to submit EEOC when management won't comply? And yeah, I think absolutely yes, but you need to get help from your union if they're willing to help. And then Dr. Dorfman, thank you, Gini, for all you do. And thank you for letting Chris tag along. I'm the other guy, just the other guy.
And so,
and Kathy is listing other people's names so they see this. Thank you, Kathy. Everybody can do that.
Carly, not Kathy.
Is that Carly?
It's
I'm not.
Carly
Oh,
from
sorry.
Reading.
My eyes aren't good, so sorry about that, Carly. And that was okay. That was Kathy up there. That's Carly here. But everyone can do that. If you just close your eyes and think, you all know somebody that needs help. Everybody knows someone that needs help. How do I know that? Because every time I'm in a room full of people and I say, what percentage of your coworkers do you think are hurt? Everyone's yelling out 50%, 70%, 100%. Well, if it's 50 and you got one person to your right, one person to your left, one of those people needs help. Everyone knows someone that needs help. So let them know.
Yeah.
Please let them know.
And if you remember, guys, if you guys get injured this holiday season and
Everyone.
we know you guys are going to continue wanting to work your hours, which we understand.
I totally get it.
You guys are working from 10 to 18-hour shifts in a day.
I don't know how you do it, though.
Yes. We're so thankful. No matter what, though, file your claim. And if you can't get to the doctor right away, it's okay. Just file it now. That's the number one thing Chris teaches.
Don't give away your benefits by delaying the report.
And if you think it's hard, it's harder if you don't file your claim.
Yep.
I'm telling you, it really is. And last thing, don't forget, if you are a union official, get us on your calendar because it's going to be a war game. Because what happens is all of you have your union state conventions.
They stack on top of each other.
You guys are like, this week it's this one, this week it's this one. Because
it's like convention season.
This year we went to 3 different states in 1 week for conventions. We had to go here, fly out, go to the next one, fly out, go to the next one.
And we're willing to do it, but we need to be able to schedule it early.
Yeah. So please, 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 union officials, lock us in for your 2024 conventions, whether it's the beginning of the year or the end of the year. We start training anytime March, April, and we end November. So get us on your training. You can Facebook message me. You can also email Gini, Gini, at federalinjurycenters.com and make me put you on my calendar.
Make her do it.
Make
her do it.
Yeah. And the more that we do the training, when we come out and do the conventions, we're targeting like 100 to 200, sometimes 300 of you. Like the last TSA that we did training was over 300 TSA agents coming in and out. They got awesome. Free books. They got information. So this is really good for you guys. We want to say thank you to you guys.
The biggest thank you.
Oh my gosh. We've had so many new followers. So many of you support us. So many of you make us feel like movie stars. And it's so funny because we'll go to an open house and a lot of you are like, oh my gosh, it's Chris and Gini. Can I get your picture? We are like, what? It's humbling. But we're here for you.
Or they say, hey, can you autograph the book?
Yeah, we're here for you, and we're not going to stop. We're going to keep fighting for you guys no matter what we do. We're going to keep getting more locations as soon as we possibly can.
And we're going to keep winning.
Yeah. So
we're going to keep winning.
Thank you guys for supporting us through 2023. And we hope to see more of you in 2024.
Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
Yes.
And follow the podcast, Breaking OWCP, for more interesting, educational, and somewhat entertaining information.
Yeah, somewhat.
While you're doing your job, you can listen to us on the road.
If you don't follow me at Sarojini Helms, go over there because I'm going to be doing a podcast called All About Karens.
I wonder what that's about.
It's all about Karens. And during the holidays, I post my funny shirts. If you go over to that page, you will see the funny shirt that I wore today and my funny hat.
It was special.
Yeah, Chris was like, every time he sees me, he just shakes his head like,
Oh,
what
here we
is
go.
wrong? And I actually wore it to our lunch meeting today.
Met a new doctor, and she wore this rude, crude, and socially unacceptable Christmas shirt.
So thank you guys for an amazing 2023. We will see you guys back January 10th, 2024. And we hope you guys continue to support us. Be safe, travel safe, deliver safe, and clear out those post office with the packages.
All right, folks, finish a year strong. Stay
Bye.
safe. We'll see you next time.
Thank you guys.
Bye.